So in the same vein of what I was showing the last time, which was the easiest and the budget versions you can use for raids, so it shows the Power Herald, I made another one that's for Condi. There's a lot of other YouTubers that have already made easy budget version for condition damage. There's a Condi Soul Beast build that I'll link below that's also very, very useful for new players. But here's one that I can use for Revenant, which I also consider to be very simple. The rotation is very similar to the Power Herald. You just have to maintain an active skill while draining energy and then fire off your skills off cooldown. So in this case, we're going to be using a very cheap set of gear. Everything on here is actually going to be Rampagers. It's a core stat you can buy on the trading post, since you can't buy Viper's gear easily on the trading post. There's a couple of exceptions, and you'll get these because you get them for free whenever you do the specialization for Renegade. You're going to get these guaranteed, which is why I'm using them. The first one is going to be your helmet, which you can choose stat selectable for Vipers. You'll get this whenever you finish doing the hero point train to get Renegade. The same thing with the short bow. You'll also get the short bow you can choose for Vipers, and the last one is this backpack, which you can buy on the trading post for about 8 gold, and it also has stat selectable for Vipers. So everything else on here is a core stat, and we're using Rampagers. So if you buy on the trading post the core Orichalcum earring, the only difference is that I slotted in a black diamond jewel. Black diamond jewels are also available on the trading post. You can buy them straight here and slot them into your gear directly. Everything else is Superior Rune of the Afflicted. Now, this isn't the best rune, but it is one of the cheapest. The ideal rune you're going to be wanting to use here is the Rune of the Nightmare, but you only get that from running dungeons. A lot of new players may not have this available, so we went with the budget version. Same with the short bow. Sigil of Earth is very inexpensive, and then the Superior Sigil of Malice is about 9 gold in itself, which would be the ideal thing to slot in here, but since we're going cheap, we're going to go with the Major Sigil of Malice, which is coming in at much cheaper, but it's still about 7% condition duration. Overall, you're going to be looking at decent stats. You can definitely improve this if you get a full Viper set, and I would go with the one on Snowcrows, but this is a budget version that can get you rating quickly. I'm going to show the rotation with a standard set of buffs on. You're going to be using your quickness, your ferocity, your might, your alacrity, your quickness, and then you're going to be using the standard boons. You don't actually need spotter for your rotation. You actually are above 100% critical strike chance just because of your Revenant passive. However, you're going to leave that on there for now. Just in case you dodge, you can actually continue to use the additional critical strike chance. So here we have a standard golem. And the only thing we've put on him is 25 stacks of vulnerability, and the rotation will go as follows. Now the rotation is not as strict as a lot of the other rotations you're looking at. It's designed to be very simple. The idea whenever you're in Malix is to make sure that you use an auto attack in between each of the skills that you use. So if you use 2, use an auto attack, 3, auto attack, 2, auto attack, and continue to repeat. As long as you weave in an auto attack in between each one of those, you're going to maximize the amount of damage that you can get. Reason why is you're going to pulse an additional burst of Torment. If you mouse over your Invoke Torment, you'll actually see the description where you're going to get additional Torment whenever you use one of those skills. In Shiro, it's pretty straightforward. Just keep up your impossible odds, and then auto attack. Citadel Bombardment, you'll want to use that whenever you switch over into Shiro and you have some extra energy to burn. But this build is very forgiving. It's really not like all my builds, really. This is designed to let a person ease their way into raids without having to worry so much about what they're doing for their rotation. Plus, this one has the advantage of being ranged. You can use this while you're learning fights, repositioning yourself so you won't have to worry so much about going into harm's way. You do have a little bit of CC, which you can use on 5. Use that on demand, but this is the best CC build. Really, you're just doing it for a little bit of condition damage. Torment also scales a lot better when it comes to a moving target. So on fights where you actually would want, we have a moving target, say for example Largo's Twins, or you're going to be doing the Veiled Guardian whenever you're assigned to red. This one will actually do very well. So as you can see, I've fucked up this rotation multiple times, and yet the damage is okay. So again, just like the other one, this is a Condi variant, but the damage is also incredibly smooth. You're going to be maintaining a very steady pace of damage the entire way through. The majority of it comes from bleeding, but a good portion of it is also from Torment. This is significant because Torment does additional damage whenever the target is moving. So if you're dealing with a boss that's actually moving, the additional Torment is going to be doing about 3 times the amount of damage if the target is moving. So keep that in mind, and you'll be able to do some pretty decent damage with this. It's very easy, really easy to acquire. Go ahead and get started with this gear. Later on, you'll want to obviously finish up with your Vipers, but as a new player, don't let that dissuade you. Go ahead and gear yourself out and get started with the raids. Hope to see you there.